was in a relationship with a man for almost a year. He had great qualities and also was fearful, ambivalent, avoidant. Every time we'd get close and things would feel good on my end, he would pull away and act very strange. Then he'd come back when I pulled back. We did this dance for many months. How do I make sure this doesn't happen again with another partner? The hot cold dance affected my nervous system and it was difficult time. So one of the most important things for us to understand about those dynamics is that inconsistency is one of the most toxic forms of relating because inconsistency is a drug. What happens is when somebody at the beginning of a relationship, they're super nice, we have this great chemistry, we have this great connection, it feels absolutely amazing. Then abruptly, they disappear. They don't respond, or they're very dry, they're not interested, they're not available for connection, they don't give any context. It's going to activate anyone. It's going to activate secure person as well. Because we all wired for connection. When somebody cuts us off, it triggers that need for belonging. The need for belonging is also need for survival because we tribal, right? We survive surrounded by other people. We're not loners. So it's going to activate you. Your body immediately, your nervous system immediately going to go into threat mode. However, secure person, they are not familiar to live in the state of threat. They like, ooh, I did not like that. They're going to come, they're going to have a clean, honest conversation, and it's going to be like, hey, this doesn't work for me. I don't want to feel like that. If you're going to act like that, I'm out. And they don't have any problem to leave because they have enough inner security and inner safety. So they don't need that relationship. What happens when people have insecure attachment? What's underneath that? For all those three insecure attachments, what's there? What they didn't have? They didn't have consistency and they didn't have love and warmth and connection when they need it. So it created a hunger in me. I am hungry for connection. Regardless of my defense strategy, people who are avoidant, they are hungry for connection. They usually great charmers. They have big circle of people. They, can like throw parties. It's just they don't go deep in any of their connections, but they love attention. They love people. What's the driven force? Regardless of the survival strategy, right? Regardless of the mechanism. Hunger to be loved. So if I'm hungry to be loved, and I met this person and they give me this crumbs of connection, even though I might understand that those are crumbs, but I'm starving. And when I'm starving, those crumbs, it's a meal. So, no, it's not easy to leave when you are starving. It is not. It's also not easy to leave aside from your attachment when you've been conditioned that being in relationship, being a partner, having a boyfriend, having a family is what makes you valuable, is what makes you good. It would define your worth, how great of a woman you are, or any other conditioning ideas that we picked up as sponges, depending on which culture and which household we grew up in. So then it's also fight for identity. And if it's a fight for identity, I'm gonna really fight. Because if you're taking away my identity as a girlfriend, I have no idea who I am. So I'm gonna agree to be in any kind of sorts of dynamics with you because I need the title. The title gives my life meaning. And a lot of work that I do with women is teaching how to build your own emotional foundation and how to feed your nervous system in a way that you feel full. So you don't have to be hungry when it comes to relationship. And it's extremely important. Of course, it's important when you're single, but it's crucially important when you're dating and when you're in a relationship. Because when you're dating and when you date and you have your solid emotional foundation, he is not your only meal for feeling juicy, feeling turned on, feeling loved, feeling, this like Shakti floating through your body. Shakti in Tantra, it's our life force energy, our creative energy, our sexual energy. If I have areas of my life that feed those parts in me, then I'm not going to go on one date and fall in love on the second date. But if I don't have access to it, if I have the belief, that's why working with belief crucially important, that, oh, I feel this way only with this man, which is a lie. But it's a lie when you experienced and you have other palettes and other sources. If I never experienced, then being with this person, that's the truth. And I'm willing jump through hoops to be in that relationship. And on a chemical level, the hits of dopamine and oxytocin, when we have experiences, closeness, sex, intimacy, and then person abruptly disappears, all of this drops. This drop and then high and then drop and then high creates addiction. So you becoming chemically addicted to this person. And in those relationship dynamics, we call it intermittent reinforcement. I'm getting my reward. I'm getting my boost of dopamine and oxytocin. And I'm willing to wait and wait and wait, or go back to the relationship and go back to the relationship. And in the Love Goddess Experience program, the second month, we talk in depth about psychology of relating. And you guys going to learn about needs that women have in a relationship and needs that men have in a relationship. And those needs are different, whether you have insecure attachment or not. When they need not fulfilled, you're going to end up feeling not seen in a relationship by the closest person. When you are not seen by the closest person, when the closest person is not attuned to you, it says the information on a survival level. I'm not safe here. Because what if something happened and they're not going to notice it because their attention is never on me? Aside from enormous emotional impact, because if I'm spending time with this person, or if they are my closest person, and I cannot express myself, it's never a good time, or they are always too tired. When we receive attention, with attention, we receive containment. And containment simply means, hey, I'm watching you, or I'm holding you, and you can relax. And isn't this something that we crave in a relationship the most? To be next with a person who puts their attention on us so I can exhale, I can drop my guards, and I can get deeply connected to my femininity, to my softness, to my creativity, right? Where I feel safe to shine, where what I have to give and to offer, all this nurturing energy, is being received. It has a place to land. So when I don't receive that, woof, it impacts your mental health. It impacts how you feel drastically. Because when somebody is neglecting you, the information that you're getting is like, in a way, you're being canceled. It's like, I don't exist. Extremely excruciating. But the person who is not familiar, for whom this pain is not familiar, they're not going to stay in it. The person who knows this pain, unfortunately, can tolerate it. And that's how we ended up staying in these dynamics. So the only way out is to feed yourself.